the Permanent Secretary of Education, Mr. Ryan, directors, members of the Kocoma Village School and the school management. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here today. After we were able to successfully visit Bhutia, the village school in River Delta yesterday, where we were able to first hand meet the members of the community and talk to them about our education plan, the education dream that we have in the Ministry of Education, and how we are organizing ourselves to ensure that we deliver on to the education dream that we have. What is this education dream that we have? We've been talking about it. The education dream that we have in the Ministry of Education that is now, it's about ensuring that every child in Fiji, no matter where they originate from, whether they are from the River Delta, isolated, the Savas, Kandavu, or Gambia in this case, will also be able to realize their dream to obtain ECE, primary and tertiary education. We are quite determined in that, and our Prime Minister is quite determined, and this determination is seen in the budget. If you're able to do your maths well, you will know that the highest amount of money is being allocated for education. The highest amount of money in the budget is allocated for education. No other ministry, some are talking about FRE or infrastructure. Go and add up and you will find that the total amount of money allocated for education is much, much higher, over 700 million, than what any other ministry is getting. So there's a bit of misinformation being circulated that infrastructure or FRE, let alone the fact that all those allocations in infrastructure or FRE are one-off, because if you allocate for road, you don't construct that same road every year, so those allocations won't be there. But even if you take them, education's allocation is the highest. That demonstrates government's commitment to educating Fijians. Now, often in small developing countries, education is seen as secondary because you don't see visible output, an immediate and visible output from education. So small developing countries, they tend to shy away from making critical investments in education and health, education in particular. But mere fact that our government has recognized the importance of education demonstrates our government's will and determination to build a knowledge-based society which will contribute towards more rational decision-making in future. Decision-making based on logic, reasoning, and ability to analyze and separate out facts-based myths. Ladies and gentlemen, this boat that we are donating here is or will provide a journey towards prosperity. This boat is a signal, a symbol of journey towards prosperity for the children in Kocoma and Gamea, Kocoma village in Gamea. Some time back I visited Tabuni and I just missed out hopping onto a small punt to get to Kocoma, but I want to assure the villagers that I will come probably this year, end of this year or next year. And I said to my colleagues yesterday and few veteran journalists that we intend to turn around the education system in another 2 years' time. We intend to complete this revolution that we're having in education, a revolution which will ensure that this path towards democratization of education will ensure every individual participates in education. No longer children of the poor, children in squatter settlements, children in the interior, deep interior, or the maritime division are left out just because they're not part of the select few elite or privileged in the community. That is not the education system we have. There's a major revolution in education where ordinary Fijians are not participating. And unless and until we are allowing people to participate in these processes of government, whether it's education or development, we will not see the full benefit of the growth and development trickling in to the rank and file. The crux of ensuring that everyone benefits is to get them to participate in all those factors of production that we have. Factors of production are, in the traditional sense, land, labor, and capital, but now is education, financial capital, social capital. So if you want, when growth and development takes place, then returns to these factors of production increases. Returns to land, labor, capital, education. Now, if you don't get people to participate in these factors of production, then they will not benefit from these returns to these factors of production. This is basic economics, or probably high-level economics, for you to understand that if any country, when growth and development takes place, the factors of production involved in the growth and development process are rewarded through higher returns. For labor, it's the wage rate. For land, it's the rent. For capital, it's the interest rates. For education, wages and salaries. So when the economy does well, then returns to these factors of production will increase. So if you don't get people to participate in the production process through land, having access to land, or in the labor, getting into the formal labor market, or getting educated, then they will not benefit. So that what this government is doing is to ensure that everyone participates. And here in education, we have this process of democratization of education, where people are able to participate in this process. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank for the elders of the Kocoma village who are here to take this boat and give it to the children to be used for the school activity. As I said, this boat here is a symbol of prosperity. This boat will provide you a medium to enable you to participate in the journey towards prosperity for these children. This is there to assist you in your schoolwork for primary school, but we are here to take your children with us to get them to attend secondary and university. For secondary school, we are expanding the boarding facility as QVS, RKS, Nasino Secondary. Your children can come and study there. We are reserving boarding facilities for children like yours in Kocoma, in interior, deep interior, where there's no high school. We are reserving places. We are in fact doubling the boarding facility at QVS. This is something that we'll reveal later on. And work is undergoing. We're spending a lot of money while the Indonesian engineers and carpenters are working on the infrastructure and constructing 2 new double-story boarding facility with a capacity of 700. We are now renovating. We've got a separate set of people funded by us to renovate all the existing old boarding facilities to make it up to notch, so that we take on new students. So we're looking at a major academic site there at KVS. Same thing we're going to do with Nasino Secondary School. We also want to construct a new primary school there to cater for the influx of population in Suba Nasori corridor. And we're looking at ICS and RKS and Wudalewu and Natambua, Lambasa College as well. So that all those children who are there in interior, we will take them on in our boarding facilities and provide them with secondary education. And as you would note, on Monday and Tuesday, our Prime Minister will be opening the campuses, 2 campuses of the technical college, one in Sikotoka and one in Lutoka. We have got 12 campuses. This is the government's policy of taking education closer to people. I'll be at Wainikoro in Langalanga this evening, and we'll be visiting the campus there. That's on the other end of Vanwalevu. So this is our plan, to take education closer to the people. So your children can come to the technical college or to high school. Your children, we're looking at probably a campus of technical college in Tavini. Media don't highlight this yet. So these are the plans that we have, so that none of the children drops out of our school system just because their aptitude is not in chemistry or biology or accounting. We're going to turn around the education system to meet your interest rather than pushing the children to meet what is being offered in our education system. With these words, I want to thank the elders here who are here not for themselves but for the children, and building or assisting us in building a better and secure future Fiji. Thank you, Vinaka. Dhanyawad. Okay, Vinaka, this is for your children. This is
key to the journey to prosperity of the children. It's a pleasure to hand over. Come. Thank you. Sangat.